Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. My name is Drew Larison.
That it is.
This is MTM. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm well. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, Kokomo.
Good afternoon, Kokomo. Indeed. What a beautiful day.
Oh, my gosh.
In the city of First over the weekend. It turned like that beautiful early fall.
Teasing us.
Hopefully that'll stick around a little
it'd be
bit.
great.
Yeah. Mid-70s, low 70s. I'm wearing a hoodie comfortably today. College football freaking starts this weekend.
Man. Come on, let's
technically,
go.
Technically, it started last weekend. There were a few games last weekend. Week 0.
Yeah, the one
I think
in
they call it.
Berlin. Was that Iowa State?
Iowa State and Kansas State. Iowa State got the upset. You love to see that. First college football game of the year.
Beauty of college football.
But this is not a college football show.
No.
Unfortunately, that'd be a great show. But it is partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture, which they are turning 70 years old.
Happy
and the
birthday.
celebration starts now. For the next 7 weeks, take 30% off everything in the store, sofas, sectionals, mattresses, and more. Plus, enjoy additional savings on select items and take part in special giveaways happening all month long. It's the sale you do not want to miss, built on 70 years of comfort, quality, and service. Come see what's new, rediscover old favorites, and bring home something you will love. Visit Robert Miller and Son today. The doors are open and the deals are on. Shout out to Robert Miller and Son.
Yes, thank you guys
for being the partner of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. How was your weekend?
Hey, great. Full. We celebrated my daughter and soon-to-be son-in-law. She had her bridal shower on Saturday. And
love that.
I worked it.
What does that mean?
Yeah, well, it means you set up, you take care of things during the party, and then tear down. I mean, they all had a hand in it, but typically I don't know that the dads or guys are invited to those. But I guess if they need an extra hand, step to the plate. So so that was fun. Cool. Saturday, and then just a little bit of catching up, but relaxing yesterday. So
very cool. What's going on? What's going on at City Hall this week?
Oh, we got some milling and paving done, or in the process of some on the west side, and then towards the end of the week, maybe into next week, we'll be working our way down to Indian Heights. Nice. I know that I think there was a comment or question or two in that down around Council Ring, and so we'll be heading that direction after we, like I said, knock out a little bit of sections over on the west side. Okay. Yeah, taking advantage of the weather with that.
Heck yeah.
Finalizing budgets. So we've got discussion actually when we're done here. I have with the controller and staff briefly for that to go through what they ironed out the last couple weeks before we put the proposed budget books together for the council to start reviewing. So I got that going this week. Here in a few hours down in Foster Park, the Night of Hope put on by Turning Point, as well as a number of service providers. I mean, so folks will be gathering down there to celebrate and support those that are going through addiction and recovery and have overcome those challenges, but then also keeping in mind and remembering those that have lost the battle in their lives. So kind of a mix of emotions, at that, but it's what they've done every last Monday in August for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years at least. So really nice event. Hot dogs and chips available to folks that show up free of charge, but there'll be a handful of service providers as well as folks and families gathering down there here around, I think it starts at 6 o'clock.
At Foster Park?
At Foster Park in front of the pavilion.
Very cool.
So got that going on too.
Love that.
Should be a good week.
Should, and with the great weather.
Great weather.
As well. I'm sorry. I love fall. I want
As do
everything
I.
pumpkin now.
Right.
I'm like totally clicked over to fall mode. So I'm really excited.
There you go.
Okay. I see people jumping in the chat. Thanks for joining us today.
All.
If you do have a question for the mayor, that's why I have my laptop out. I will be pulling over your live questions into our notes that we have. Quite a few pre-show questions to get through first. But if you have a question for the mayor, drop it in the chat. I will pull it over in my notes and we will ask it live on air.
Because I had somebody ask earlier today, it's like, I haven't caught it yet. So I mean, do you guys screen the questions? Do you not? And even though Drew has his laptop out, I mean, I would say some of the comments that may be,
there's some trolls out there in the world
and such, but anything that's applicable, that's submitted prior to or during the show, we hit.
Absolutely. Yeah, just like Scott's question. Well, I see that in the comments there. We'll get to that
Scott.
after all the pre-show questions. So let's get into it. Like I said, if you have a question, leave it in the chat below. First question is from Terry on Facebook. Not a question, but some feedback from a former resident and business owner here in Kokomo. As we were visiting for the week, we took a walk around my once favorite area downtown. Foster Park, Riverwalk, Future Park, etc. It was extremely disappointing to see how it all appears neglected. There's weeds all over, dead foliage, flowers, etc., and planters, broken concrete, office chairs sitting in the walkway, graffiti, trash, split conduit feeds into the cameras with the wires hanging out under the bridge near Foster Park, lights under the railroad tracks by the main fire station are busted. Some are laying broken on the walkway. Weeds are growing up all around it. One of the most beautiful days, and I was surprised nearly no one was out walking, riding bikes, or even enjoying this long stretch that runs through downtown. Noticing that the spaces under 306 apartments remained unoccupied, and as a former business owner in Kokomo, I would have to say by the appearance of that outdoor area, I can see why. I love Kokomo, and this was disappointing to see. Terry on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, duly noted. I mean, we ironically we're talking about working with either the DNR or a group to clean up a lot of the foliage along the bank there that does get overgrown, and a lot of that is just seasonal stuff. But addressing that. But yeah, as for conduits getting split and lights getting, I mean, that's why the trestle hasn't been lit up this summer in the evenings is because of vandalism, and the lights on the other, they're all busted out at this point. But to replace those lights and such, it's $30,000 to $40,000 that was not planned by the engineering department. So looking in the options with that and replacing those and where to position those to keep continued vandalism from happening. So that's disappointing. I can share her concern with that, but yeah, some of the broken concrete and such, down around the construction areas will be tightened up and cleaned up once a lot of the landscaping and street work's done, once the hotel and conference center's near completion or completed. So a lot of that will get spruced up as well. And again, crossing our fingers that commercial space that she mentioned at the bottom of 306, I mean, that for however long 306 has been open, it hasn't been occupied. So we're hoping that the Hotel Conference Center and the new life breathed into Kokomo Municipal Stadium next summer will entice someone to go ahead and get that occupied. So.
Yeah, that has been empty for a while. I mean, honestly, since before we moved,
I mean, there's been nobody in there. I mean, so just conditions over the weekend.
There's also a spot. This is a question from Drew on here. There's a spot underneath the second parking garage that was built that looks like it could be some sort of storefront. Is that for lease or is that being saved for something else?
Nope. It's available. I mean, it hasn't been built out yet. So it's kind of a build to suit type of lease opportunity. The city owns the parking garage, and so again, wanted to be intentional on that. Part of the holdout for that was to get the hotel and conference center to see if there was something that would support that. But no, that I think it's 2,000 square feet on the lower level. The door faces the Union Street and City Hall, but can be divided up into two roughly 1,000 square feet facilities as well. But no, it's definitely available if certain folks are interested. But again, we wanted to be intentional to support something that once the Hotel Conference Center is completed.
100%. So. Sweet. Yep. Next question is from Brian on Facebook. Hey. How can Kokomo residents get involved in addressing their concerns and issues in the most efficient and direct way and be able to be a part of the solution?
So there's a handful of, participating in this, making ideas known, attending the public meetings that the City Council has, Planning Commission. I mean, now a lot of those are informational and and a lot of times they keep discussions to what the topics at hand or the items of business that are being discussed at that particular meeting. There's boards and commissions that both myself and the council have appointments to that have terms that expire in random time. So if somebody's interested in getting involved in the park board or planning commission or human rights commission or something, they can contact my office and express their interest in that. There are nonprofits throughout the community that would love extra bodies and extra minds and extra hands to be a part of that are integral in the services and events and things that are happening. And so I encourage Brian and any others that are wanting to make a difference and get involved to pick a nonprofit of your choice and see how you can get involved and get into the community that way as well. So appointments, nonprofits, churches are even, stepping on the plate at times to do things. I mean, so take your pick. You can even come out tonight, Foster Park, 6 p.m. There's over a dozen service providers out there that would love to provide information on volunteer and community opportunities with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure.
Next few questions, I'll read them all and then we'll go through them. Actually, There's just two. Never mind. There's only two. First, this is Tiffany on Facebook. Don't know if these have to be separate comments, but here we go. Mike's Pizza. I loved it and miss it. Will there ever be another restaurant there for the West Side? Also, Kokomo CEO is such an exciting program. Can there be a dedicated physical store for graduates in downtown Kokomo where their businesses can share a space for up to 4 years post-graduation? Kind of like a CEO mall of all the antique malls we have. It would give them a physical space to display their products if their businesses are located in Kokomo, a place to advertise their business with pictures or business cards to help them on their journey. Sure. Step one. Mike's Pizza. Yeah, I miss it as well. It's a great location, and Mike O'Connor has kept the restaurant up in great shape inside and out. So I would venture to guess that there will be a business, preferably a restaurant, in that facility, probably in the near future. So fingers crossed, hopefully sooner than later. And as for a CEO store, great idea. Either fortunately or unfortunately, the vast majority of CEO students then go on to secondary education at a college or a community college and don't necessarily continue their businesses, though there are a handful that do. That'd be a great idea, something to pose. Now, I know that each year they have an event where they support or raise money for programs or to continue the CEO program itself. So that could be something that could be posed to this year's class to look into, and then using that event each year for the sustainability of wherever they may be located, whether it's a spot at the mall, whether it's a booth space or two, at like she just mentioned, one of the antique stores or another small store in town. I mean, so there's definitely options. There's definitely sponsors or mentors that are involved with the students that might have space available. Could even be something that where they partner with Inventrek. I mean, because Inventrek is our business incubator. We could look at the possibility of dedicating 2 or 3 office spaces, in there each year for any CEO graduates to look into. Great idea. Love it. Yeah. And they do that trade show as well at the end of the year too, which is a cool thing as well.
Yeah. And I think that's where the comment, Tiffany's comment comes. They've got some outstanding businesses and they've got great products and everything. But again, a lot of them do it for that, maybe do a little bit through the summer or as a side hustle while they're in school remotely and such. But definitely something to look into. I'd get more folks at Inventrek as well.
Absolutely. So yeah. Cool. A lot of great companies that have come out of that program and our great local businesses here in Kokomo. Love to see it. Next question is from Jimmy on Facebook. Hey. Are we ever going to run an ambulance out of the fire stations?
If we get staffing up to the levels that would either not necessarily warrant it, but be able to accommodate that. I know this has been a discussion for 5.5 years now, and I know that part of what has prompted a lot of the interest now was the sharing of, I think it was Anderson or what. There was a city that their fire department went for budgetary hearings and was asking for a 4th ambulance to add to the fire department. What occurs in those communities, I mean, we get compared to Muncie as well. The fire departments in those cities have a handful of ambulances because their hospitals don't provide them. And here in Kokomo, both Ascension and Community have a fleet of ambulances that service our community. And so therein lies the coverage or the lack of the need of an additional ambulance in the fire department. Not to say that we won't, never say never. I mean, if we get our numbers up to where they were last time we had an ambulance or two with the fire department, at that point there were, I think, 122 firefighters. We're right now at right around 93 or so. So, yeah, if we get to the point that we're able to continue to hire and keep folks around, I mean, we've got an aging force that are retiring, some transferring to other stations in other cities, but if we get those numbers up to warrant, because we would need at least 8 or 9 additional firefighters to man just one ambulance. But a lot of time, because there's a shortage of firefighters on the engines and trucks themselves outside of having ambulance service, that's where our priority lies. But because of the great coverage that both hospitals provide, there's not a dire need for an additional ambulance from the fire department now, but working toward that and making it available in situations like we have in the last few years definitely helps free up one of the hospital trucks.
Gotcha. So I want to shout out Hannah in the live chat.
Hey.
She, not a question, but she said their trivia for a purpose fundraiser last week that we talked about for the domestic violence shelter raised $447 at Sun King last week. So she wanted to thank us for the post and talking about it last week. Absolutely. Congrats on that. Huge donations there. See everybody popping in the live chat. We got 37 people watching. And if all 37 of you would click that like button, more people would see the stream. More people would be available to see this content. So we'd appreciate that. Next question is from Aaron on Facebook. What is in your sight on what is going on at the city at this time, and what are things that are affecting City Hall the most right now? Aaron on Facebook.
So say that
what is in your sight on what's going on in the city at this time, and what are some things that are affecting City Hall the most right now?
Yeah, so things that we see, the need for housing and the need for affordable housing. The unfortunate thing when we discuss affordable housing, because a lot of people are getting priced out or have been with really rent rates in apartments and houses for rent. A lot of that, as we talked about before, is a supply and demand thing. I mean, so because in the 2 prior years, there were construction workers, building the battery plant. There were, workers in getting the line set up in the plant. I mean, so every place was full, and so because the supply was low, the demand was high, it shot the prices up. We're starting to see and hear rent prices drop a little bit, but we still need to meet the supply, and so a lot of the main efforts out of City Hall are working with developers to get housing starts going, both multifamily, which are apartments, or single family, and a few proposed subdivisions. So, I mean, that's probably the main scope. I mean, we're still watching to see how the economy is doing, not just locally, but internationally, because obviously with the investment that StarPlus made in the battery plant and some of the layoffs and cuts that they've made to address the lines and such, and then look at what needs to be done in those departments. I mean, so we're watching that as well. But what was the other half?
Things going on at City Hall specifically.
City Hall. Yeah, so City Hall specifically, looking at, again, we talked about budgets. I mean, so things affecting City Hall right now is the level of services that folks are receiving and expecting to receive with the restrictions or the reduced tax revenues that are anticipated due to recent legislation. And so navigating through that to make sure that we're still staffing our departments in a manner that is effective, as well as making sure that to the best of our abilities that they're compensated accordingly, but then also to make sure that the equipment and such, I mean, just that we're meeting what needs to be done with what's going to be coming in and the extent to which it could have been, which is not level-wise what we're able to continue to do. So a lot of housing, also addressing the homeless issue that a lot of folks are coming together to try and address, but then working through the proposed budgetary constraints moving forward.
Got it. Great question, Aaron.
Sure, yeah.
Next question is from Charles on Facebook.
Hey.
Why are East Deffenbaugh and West Deffenbaugh spelled differently? Is that true?
I'll have to find out. I guess I never paid attention to the street signs because I know they've been, I mean, so it could be something that one was destroyed and then needing replaced. And I mean, I know it's been, I mean, that's, Deffenbaugh's been spelled two different ways. I know Phillip Street, I think even sometimes gets
like one L or two L's?
Right, different ways. So good question. We'll have to check that out and see what the correct one is, and if we need to replace, we will.
Got it. Next question is from Aaron on Facebook. What is NDOT planning on US 31, and how do you feel about the congestion on 931, and how are we working alongside NDOT, or are we working with them at all? Thanks, Aaron on Facebook.
So our involvement with NDOT is somewhat limited outside of just getting the word out of what assisting them in getting the word out in closures and when they bring traffic in off. But with what's happening on 31, again, that's them looking at the age of 31 and knowing that there's some deck work that need to be done. So they're working on both northbound and southbound. I think the southbound is the only one closed now, and then they'll move to the northbound, which again is throwing all kinds of traffic back onto 931. But those that were not familiar with the traffic or have forgotten what the traffic was like on 931 when it was 31 is getting a taste of that now or getting reminded. I mean, I've had, ironically, a handful of folks over the weekend and even as recent as this morning saying, oh my gosh, I had forgotten how terribly congested 31 was when 931 when it was 31, especially businesses down through there that are seeing that, you know, and you hear people say, I don't even want to go out to 931 right now because of the traffic. I mean, that's what people faced. And so the benefit of having the 31 bypass, a lot of people thought, it's going to pull traffic out. Businesses are going to lose, things are going to suffer down along the 931 corridor. This right now, folks that want to, that are navigating up and down through, that are trying to get to the stores and restaurants along there, they're like, I can't believe the traffic. Celebrate having 31 built and be thankful that it hopefully will be, as they have it planned out, should be back open the early part of October. So only down maybe another a month and a half or so, but yeah, it's been interesting to see how beneficial taking truck traffic and just the pass-through traffic off of 931 has been since 31's been constructed.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about. We have forgot what 931 traffic was when it used to just be 31, and like there's a reason. 31 was made again, and 931 is now 931. Awesome. We have forgot about that. Let me get to my question. Okay, here we go. Hey. Laura on Facebook. I was wondering if there's an update on the dumpster between Crystal Wand and the new apartments on Buckeye that is still sitting on the trail/sidewalk.
No update that I have, but I will follow up if engineering is still around when I get back, or if not, it'll be in the morning. So we shall see.
Got it.
So yeah, no update. Sorry.
Okay. Ellen on Facebook. When are we going to get street lights in Terrace Meadows? They were promised back when we got annexed.
I'd have to check with Duke Energy because again, Duke's the provider of the street lights. Need to see if anything's in plan. I know they're working on the last phases of Indian Heights now. Don't know if there's been the same type of prep work done in Terrace Meadows as there was in Indian Heights, because a lot of it is the creation of easements on those particular parcels. But I don't know if plans at this point or in process for Terrace Meadows as we speak, but definitely an additional item that I'll take to engineering to see what plans or thoughts there might have been since that time.
Got it. Next question is from Sarah on Facebook. Is it safe to say the splash pad at Jackson Memorial Park will not be getting used anytime this year?
No, it is not safe to say that. We are patiently waiting for Indiana American Water to sign off on the permits for the work that they've done so that we can have that inspected, tested, and open. So it is our desire and hope to have it open by Labor Day weekend so that folks can enjoy it at least September or into the early parts of October, hopefully, before it needs winterized and goes boom. So, yeah, it's still our hope to get some use out of it yet this year.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Next question is from Aaron on Facebook. A lot of questions from Aaron.
Yeah.
What do we have going on by Markland and US 31, and what is going in by the UAW Hall?
Markland and...
did Chick-fil-A break ground today?
Chick-fil-A did break ground today, but that's on 931 in front of Hobby Lobby.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But Markland and 31, I know at the entrance to Championship Park, where Morningstar Church used to be. That's a gas station convenience store that got planned and permitted before our ordinance went into place. But that's the only activity that I can think of at Markland and 31, which is the bypass. And then down by the UAW Hall, I know there's a number of them. There's 685. I don't know. There's been a house that either got hit by the tornado or burned down or something. It's just been a basement foundation for decades that's not done anything. So I don't think there's anything planned there, but I can't think of anything else around that hall up near the battery plant, that UAW hall. I don't think there's anything near that one, maybe a little further south. There was a building that was renovated that was going to be potentially a restaurant that's now going to be a medical facility. But those are the only ones that I can think of where there's some type of activity or the appearance of.
Okay,
sorry.
Got it. Next question is from Eli on Facebook. Hey. Why did you tear the skate park down?
It was a huge liability. Unfortunately, the condition did not warrant continuing. Actually, we've had been advised by our insurance provider for about 4 years now to try and get it off of our books. It was not used to the extent I think that was originally intended, and being tagged as much as it has. With graffiti and spray paint and such, and there were some areas that had arisen to create safety concerns, and so it's something that we've been talking about for a few years now, and again just took advantage of having equipment down doing work along pipeline to go ahead and finally get the work done that was anticipated. So as for the plans for it, don't have anything concrete in mind yet. Still going through some ideas. What I can tell you is not going to be there. There's not going to be planned pickleball courts. There's not additional housing. There's not a Dollar General, and there's not a convenience store or gas station. So
got it.
None of those are in the plans or part of what the reason for taking that up and getting it shovel ready for something else.
Got it. All right, let's take a quick break for questions to learn about what's going on with our friends over at Metronet.
Yes,
Attention, internet lovers, which if you're watching this live stream, that's you. At Metronet, we are all in. The price you see is the price you pay. Get 1 gig internet for just $70 a month. Plus, sign up today and get free installation, no extra fees, no rising cost, no annual contracts, just fast, reliable, 100% fiber internet. That's blazing speed for streaming, gaming, and working from from home on multiple devices with no buffering. But hurry, this is a limited time offer and it won't last forever. Go to Metronet.com to make the switch to 100% fiber internet today. Get Metronet and love your internet. Terms and conditions apply. And shout out to Metronet. Like, that is what we have here at the Kokomo Post Office, which is why we like rarely ever have issues with this stream. So why you're seeing our faces in beautiful 4K is because of Metronet.
So quick little disclaimer at the Kokomo Post offices, not the Kokomo Post Office.
That's true. So those are different places. Those are absolutely different places.
You don't want somebody to go, oh, the U.S. government's using Metronet.
That's very true. Yeah. Can't have that going on.
Could, but yeah, Metronet's doing a lot of work around town to get that fiber line down. So kudos to them.
I think this is the last question from Aaron on Facebook. What are we going to do with all of our old fire trucks that are still in service, but we don't have enough staff for?
A lot of them are there in the event that a current engine may go down, that we need backup while it's being serviced. I mean, so a lot of those are backup engines for that reason, because when an engine goes down for some maintenance issue or repair or need, a lot of times it can be out a week. So a lot of those that we have are continued to be maintained, they're started, they're run, so that they're ready to go in the event that we need a backup.
Got it. Next question is from Katie on Facebook. She's also asking about the skate park at Jackson Morrow Park. So we just discussed that. Katie, if you're trying to watch this, or is it Katie or Katie? Probably Katie, not sure. Okay. If you're watching this, just if you missed it, go back a little bit. We just had that answer. Next question is from Bree on Facebook. Can we get a hold of these hedge funders that are buying single family residences? I know other cities have put in ordinances for set events. Why can't we? Life's getting hard out there for the majority of the population because our governor has a habit of unnecessary spending and making cuts where we need them the most. Can local help balance this? Bree on Facebook.
Trying to find ways for local governments to help in those situations. In fact, talked about it briefly this morning at the Food Alliance meeting. But as for out of state or out of town developers snatching up homes, I know the current ordinance that was recently passed, I think it was in Fishers and maybe some another Hamilton County community. They looked at limiting the percentage of housing in a given neighborhood. So it's not throughout the community, the entire community, but neighborhood to neighborhood, however those get defined, because I haven't looked at that ordinance. But then it only allows up to 10% of a given neighborhood to be non-owner occupied. I'm sure those that are already non-owner occupied are kind of grandfathered in, and when they transfer, it has to be to probably a owner-occupied situation. So looking at the logistics of that, we could look at that. I know there's been some also that said, okay, you need to pass something to set rent rates. I mean, but I guess in our opinion, when the government steps in to regulate certain pricing or certain, rents in this particular case in the free market can raise some eyebrows or some red flags. I mean, so again, I think once the supply continues to increase, either with vacancies becoming available, that we're going to continue to see rents slowly work their way back down to hopefully something more manageable for a good portion of folks. But otherwise, those that are being priced out, we're looking to see what, if anything, can be done.
Got it. Next question is from Stephanie on Facebook. Can we get a better entrance to the new KSC fields? It's impossible for cars to easily get in and out of the curb. Needs cut back some on the east entrance. I'm guessing that's Kokomo Soccer Club.
Yep, probably the soccer. Yeah, I'm probably talking about the Wildcat Soccer Complex right off of Markland, where Berkeley dead ends into it. Can't imagine that being where they are on Deffenbaugh and Berkeley, because that's Haynes' lot. But we can look at what that looks like. It's obviously been in existence for well over 10 years, but I guess part of the issue now is that it's finally starting to get used a little more. So we'll look at what we might need to do at those entrances and how folks maneuver on those grounds.
Got it. Next question is from Hannah on Facebook.
Hey.
Senator Jim Banks slipped into Kokomo without really telling the public or holding a town hall. Republican leaders are hiding from their own constituents. Why do you stand by colleagues who refuse to face the people they represent? Hannah on Facebook.
It's not uncommon for congressmen, congresswomen, state legislators in either house to meet with elected officials to come to town if their time is limited or schedules and such. Can't speak for Senator Banks as to what his schedule looked like on that particular day, that he only had a short window to meet with folks. But yeah, I mean, that's a question, for him. I know that they try to find times, and they've got field reps that they have availability, or they have office hours or opportunities to meet with staff. A lot of times at the libraries, either south or downtown. I mean, so there's those opportunities. But why his visit in was a kind of a stop and go thing, and just with local elected officials, at the time, not sure.
Okay, gotcha. Kelly on Facebook, are you ever going to care about fixing the judicial system in Kokomo? Are you ever going to truly care about the decisions that affect the citizens? Kelly, coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. The city and definitely the mayor's office has no authority over or involvement with our local courts or judicial system. Can definitely join others in expressing concern when certain things are handled in one way or another. But definitely would share concerns, but that's a lot with the judicial system and the courts in the county. That would be county government, and it's out of my jurisdiction.
Yep. Next question is from Cheryl on Facebook. Why aren't Markland, Deffenbaugh, and North Dixon being repaved? They are horrible. Cheryl on Facebook.
Just getting to what we can. I know that, there'd be folks that would say the same thing about Morgan. There'd be the same thing that folks to say about Indian Heights. It's just picking and choosing, getting to the ones that we can with the limited time and resources that we're given. I know Dixon from Markland to Sycamore was being proposed. Not sure if we'll get to it yet this year. We had hoped, but again, certain things and conditions and other priorities came into play for that. So I know that's being slated. Some of the other areas, it just depends on how it falls and how we work things in areas that need it just as much, if not more, than some of those others that were listed.
Got it.
We do our best.
There are 61 of us watching this live stream now.
Okay.
If you want to do us
Afternoon.
a favor, give us a like on this stream so more people, this will show up in their feeds as well. Shout out to Mark, Aaron, Lori, Tiffany, Shelly, Scott, Brent, Lisa for liking this stream so far. We really appreciate it. If all 60 of us watching like this, it'd be great for the algorithm. More people will be able to ask the mayor questions and get their answers. Next question is from Colt on Facebook. Does he ever get tired of answering questions about roads? Also, what's one question no one has ever asked that he wishes somebody would, and what would the answer be to that question?
Oh, gosh.
Colt on Facebook.
Never get tired of answering questions, because a lot of times those questions keep coming up because it's new viewers, it's new folks engaging with the podcast, and so we appreciate that. Never get tired of answering the same questions, sometimes same questions in the same podcast.
Sure.
But gosh, one question that I wish people would ask.
We've been doing the show.
That is
a
a good question.
We've been.
I know.
Maybe that's the question.
Maybe that's the question.
We've been doing the show. We've been asked a lot of questions over the years.
Yeah.
All the way
It
from.
wouldn't even necessarily need to be something that's simple to answer, but God, that's a good question. Let me think about it. Maybe I'll come back to it if something comes up.
Well, maybe something will pop up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question is from Tony on Facebook. I think a business or community partnership should acquire 1350 WIOU. For decades, WIOU has the best in music, rock solid reporting of Don Meckler, and commentary from John Carl Jeffries. Mostly, I remember WIU's commit to severe weather coverage. During severe weather, they had the most current information. They stayed live on air until the threat had passed and the all clear had been given. Bring back WIOU, he says in all caps. Tony on Facebook.
Yep. So that's the radio station's decision. I know a small portion of the WIU staff is still part of Z92.5. So they're doing Kokomo games to hopefully do the continued weather coverage. But yeah, interesting to see. That's just an unfortunate thing with radio these days.
Well, I will say too, there's a little bit of, so a non-local organization purchased that, the Radio Ranch, is that what they called it, right? Where it was all of them connected, which is Z92.5, 98.5.
WAOR.
Yeah, and then also WIOU. So they made some cuts when they purchased it, and they eliminated some stations. I think, and the Radio Ranch is no longer existing. I think they're based out of downtown now. So
yes, that's
a lot of changes
he's broadcasting, but they may still be sending it out to the antenna at the range. But
I don't know how radio science works, to be honest. It's kind of amazing. Next question is from Michelle on Facebook. I have a question.
Okay.
It's great. That's why we're here. It's posted here on Kokomo Chatter. Why does the KFD run 0 ambulances when Anderson has 3 and a smaller population? What is preventing Kokomo from having a fire department like cities of comparable sizes? We are developing our city, but not our services. Super disappointing. You kind of referenced this earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I have to look. I mean, it could be that the hospital in Anderson doesn't provide ambulance service, and so the city or county is required to. It's actually in state statute that the county is responsible for ambulatory service. So a lot of that then ends up falling on the cities because that's where the higher population is. But a lot of that has to do with, again, whether a hospital provides ambulance service or not. We're doing the best we can, I think, to continue to support and try to build back up our police and fire departments. It's just we've had a lot of folks age out and retire that have been on for 20 and 25 plus years. And so we're just trying to reload and rebuild. And I think we're doing a great job.
Got it. Next question is from Susan on Facebook. Why do all the railroad tracks suck all over town? Darn railroads run down like the airlines, she says.
That's right.
Susan on Facebook.
Yep, because that's the reason, because the railroad crossings are still owned by the railroad companies. And if they don't have trains running on them, it's low on their priority. We've poked a number of times. We're trying to buy some more lines from the railroad, but prices are either too high for what they want on the lines or don't act that interested. And just because there's not a train running on it, that means it's inactive, not abandoned. If it's inactive, there's still a chance. But we continue to poke, and in some cases, like we recently did there at the Boulevard Crossing, you just get to the point that we kind of send them a letter and say, hey, we're going to address this one and kind of do the forgiveness versus permission thing when it gets to a certain point. But yeah, because the railroad companies still own those lines, they're responsible for that and oftentimes threaten municipalities if we try to do anything in and around their lines, which we kind of recently experienced up around the splash pad on North Main Street. But regardless, railroad's still king, I guess.
Fascinating. I've said many times, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times, like doing this show for as many years as we have, that's the most fascinating stat I've ever learned. It's like they own the real estate. I was talking to somebody about this the other day downtown, the one specifically that runs like on Buckeye through downtown. If they wanted to reactivate that line, they could, and there's nothing that we could do. Holy moly.
And if we've paved over anything, we've got to pay to get the lines exposed again. So, yeah.
Fascinating. Next question is from Jerry on Facebook. Hey. Not really a question, more just a compliment. Okay. Honestly, I think the city has done a decent job of balancing taxes alone with the needs of the city. As a retired city employee and a family member working for the city, I can see and hear some things I like and some not so much. Sure. Kokomo is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you.
Yep.
Jerry.
Awesome. Great. Appreciate the shout out. Yeah. I mean, we do the best we can. We're not always going to make everybody happy. We're not going to always be able to address everything, recover everything, but kudos to our city employees and their departments for what they're able to do within the means. So So
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Next question, Mark on Facebook. What's irritating is when you see a city blacktopping a street that's not near as bad as the street we live on. So what determines where the streets get resurfaced? Seems the north end is on the back burner. Mark on Facebook.
Yeah. Just traffic counts more than anything. I mean, a lot of times, like I said, somebody saying, "Oh, somebody repaved Dixon from Markland to Sycamore because it's a mess." Well, I mean, they did probably 15, I forget when they did, 15 years ago or something. And so hasn't been as long as other areas or other streets. I mean, that could be Marks as well, that has some issues, has some deterioration, but a lot of that is either fortunately or unfortunately due to traffic counts and the ratings that are given to the streets by the summer staff that comes in and does those assessments for us.
Got it.
So.
Next question is from Steven on Facebook, also about roads in Indian Heights. Indian Heights road conditions are horrible.
Yep.
Our roads in Kokomo will tear up your car. Steven on Facebook.
Yep. We're heading, like I said, to Indian Heights to handle a few of them here in the next week or two. And then while we're there, probably spending a good couple weeks and addressing not all of them, unfortunately, and because some have been done and out. But so we've going to be in there to give some love here in the next few weeks.
Got it. Next question is from, once again, she asked a question last week too, and I apologize.
Okay.
MyGreed,
okay.
Maybe. Here's what I'm curious about. Why does the Kokomo Police Department get to limit who can respond to their post on Facebook? WTAF, she says. Use your imagination there. And he says any citizen should be able to respond to anything they put out on social media. Makes them seem so cowardly and afraid of any kind of criticism whatsoever. MyGrid on Facebook.
Yep. Because Kokomo Police Department primarily uses their Facebook page to put information out or to for notices or happenings within the department, new hires, promotions, really just informational more than interaction. Folks want to send tips or comments and such to the police department. You can download the 411 app and it can submit tips, can submit comments, submit criticisms, suggestions and such through that app. That's going to get to the right people more than Facebook would. But yeah, Facebook, they use that more just as informational for events, promotions, happenings, and reports and notices that way.
Got it. This one's from Jessica from last week's show. She missed last week's episode. Did you answer about the soccer club and if and when the city will have the one by the jail complete for use? Jessica from last week's show.
The one near the jail is currently completed and used. And now the back portion is not in a state that the soccer club feels is best for use. It has been mowed and not specifically maintained, but that's the area we're looking at. But we are having conversations with others to find some temporary digs or additional fields starting in the spring. So working on it. They will have their club. I know their travel teams are playing at the soccer complex, and so they're looking for places for the rec teams to play, the younger kids and more of the local kids versus the travel teams. And so we're working on that.
Yep.
Helping them work on it since Kokomo Soccer Club is a standalone. It's not city funded or city sponsored.
Absolutely.
So working with them.
All right, folks, those were all of the pre-show questions we had. We're going to get into the live show questions or the live chat right now. But first, let's hear from our friends over at Azumi Japanese Cuisine. Are you craving high-quality Japanese cuisine that will create lasting memories for your taste buds?
Yummy, yummy.
That was a question. Like, are you?
Oh, that is
you are?
I am.
Okay, gotcha. Would you know you can get $5 off your bill when you spend $25
No way.
at Azumi Japanese Cuisine? Or maybe you got a big friend group coming. We can bring everybody in the chat. They seem to be like all of our friends. Yeah. We could bring them in and get $10 off when we spend $50. You get a discount and a full belly. Call that a win-win. From ramen to sushi, Azumi has some of the best to offer here in Kokomo, and you certainly can't forget to get a sweet bubble tea. Next time you are craving Japanese food, make sure you come to Azumi Japanese Cuisine. You will not regret it. Shout out to Azumi Japanese Cuisine in Kokomo for being a partner here on the Kokomo Post. Mayor Tyler Moore Show.
Hey.
Let's get into the live chat questions. Thank you guys for sticking around for these. I see you in the live chat popping off. First question is from Scott on live chat.
Yep.
Is there any small business grants to help rebuild homes in the local area? Scott on live chat.
Not to rebuild homes. Now, if it's an investor or developer that has non-owner occupied homes, they might, we could maybe find something available, but as for just remodeling single-family homes, no. Now we have revolving loan programs for businesses, for commercial type of renovations and such, but information can be obtained from our development department. But specific residential rehab, we do not have a program for that currently.
Okay, gotcha. Next question is from Caddy on live chat. She missed last week. Do you know if anything can be done near Cone Palace or Center Road to help with traffic?
Cone Palace has been in negotiations with the adjacent property owner to try and acquire some additional ground to move the entrance a little further west to get off. So there is a potential plan in place. They just got to come to terms on what might happen or what agreement may they reach in order to acquire that additional ground. So, but I want to go back to the previous question about the residential. I forgot we do have a rehab program through community or the community development block grant funds that we receive from the federal government. Those are in areas, and that application opens up at the beginning of the year every year, and it's in certain areas, and so it's for those that are income qualified. So they're owner-occupied homes, income qualified based on HUD standards and such, and so folks interested in those type of programs, and it may be windows, it may be a roof, it may be some siding, it may be the front porch stoop or something. It's repairs for that, but our development department would have information on the programs on how to apply to be considered for those small income qualified rehabs or remodels. Forgot about that.
Got it. Okay. Let me see. Ryan on live chat. We need to put in more roundabouts all the way down Markland and by Chrysler KTP.
Okay.
A citizen of Kokomo.
Wanting roundabouts.
And I've seen it all.
It does help traffic flow, a lot of that too, because roundabouts are as large as they are. It comes down to land acquisition as well. They can't just drop one in there without acquiring or inconveniencing and such. Always open for that possibility, but a lot of it has to do with the available land at the intersections where one may be proposed.
Got it. Operation Blue Horizon, big friends of the show.
Okay.
On live chat, the new county jail is moving forward despite community concern. Since so many people incarcerated come from right here in Kokomo, what role do you see the city playing in reducing incarceration, especially through addressing root causes like addiction, housing, and poverty, so we don't just end up filling the new facility as quickly as the old one? Operation Blue Horizon on live chat.
Yeah, continuing to, since the city has no involvement with the jail outside of, again, they mentioned, if folks get incarcerated, just continuing to work with amazing partners, whether it's Family Service Association, the Rescue Mission, CAM, Turning Point. So many other organizations, even other nonprofits or churches, to provide supportive services. Housing is continued to be an issue. Our partnership on organizations, like the Food Alliance, to try to find resources and support our continued involvement with United Way. So just continuing to support these organizations that specialize in those services to provide the surround services or supportive services that folks need to try and get out of those situations is our best role. Working with our KPD officers to help them direct folks to services versus just, arresting or incarcerating, which they try not to. I know that some folks think that the ordinance that was passed last year criminalizes homelessness, but it's not. It's really supportive of the local businesses that, again, pay property taxes as well, that want their clients to feel safe in and around the downtown area and other public places, even along our trails. City's role is just to continue to be a good partner with so many incredible organizations in our community.
Got it. Yep. All right, next question. Actually, questions. This guy's got a lot on his mind. Is from Seth on live chat. Hey, Mr. Moore and Drew, since apparently all I was doing was complaining in the comments, here I am to bring it all to you. I have some questions I'd like to ask. Okay. Number one, why did you, Mayor Moore, shut off comments on your repost of the Kokomo in the Know 2.0's post about crows and eagles if we all know you are really working hard to elevate the city?
Because it was simply a thanks to that post. I didn't see a need to continue to include any engagement, since that was part of what the original post was. And my thanks is that I'm not going to engage in that and just continue to work towards elevating the community the best I can. So,
okay. Number two. Why was the Pipeline Skate Park shuttered for a pickleball court when there's other parks or places within Jackson Morrow it could have gone to?
Skate park has not been dug up for a pickleball court. Talked about that earlier.
Point blank. Yep. Period. Number three, are you actually going to help the panhandlers get somewhere that will help them, or are you just going to let them clog up Markland and be an embarrassment to many of the out-of-town people who travel through here?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no law against panhandling. As folks continue to provide money and food and such to them, I know our KPD, if they're wandering into the streets or becoming a safety concern, they can be moved along. I've not been out to 931 lately. I know that in other areas, I think they're at Markland and Washington as well. A lot of times there's circumstances that we're unaware of for folks that they can't work or choose that. But no, we will continue to try and encourage them to find resources elsewhere and not clog up those main arterials. So,
okay. Two more. Number four, why do we shut down roads all over town at the same time every year and then nothing really ever gets fixed?
A lot of the times when things are getting shut down, and probably talking about a lot of the majority of the Facebook posts on the City of Kokomo's page has been announcements on road closures. A lot of those, yes, are planned street department or city projects. A lot of those are utilities, whether it's MetroNet laying fiber line and they need to address something, whether it's, Duke Energy addressing a power line, or Indian American Water, a broken water main, or NIPSCO, a gas line issue. I mean, there's multiple reasons why streets are being closed, and a lot of those are last minute deals. I mean, so it's not that we plan on closing everything. It just sometimes seems like it is, and then it just exasperates the situation when there's work being done on 931 by NDOT that we don't have any control over, but try to encourage them to move along. I mean, so it's just a series of unfortunate events when things happen all at once or happen when other things are being done. So it's not that we plan on closing everything down or calling the utilities and saying, hey, why don't you guys all do some work at the same time? We do the best we can to get things addressed and fixed, contrary to what it may seem like.
And number five, in your big talking about Cocoa Momentum, you made a big talk about the battery plants, yet the plant that just got finished had quite a bit of layoffs, and the second plant never got completed. Combine this with all your big game talk. Is the Cocoa Momentum, great word, by the way, just meaning momentum for you and your friends, or momentum for the city straight downhill? Final question from Seth.
Yeah. No, the Cocoa Momentum is not just with the battery plant, and obviously with a lot of what's happening at the battery plant, it's affected by things happening nationally and internationally. they're, as we understand, retooling the lines. As far as we know and are being informed, the second battery plant is still being proposed, just slow rolling again because of the economy. But I think a lot of what we're still able to do, getting the Hotel Conference Center together, working on amenities, in our parks. I mean, Cutler Park is going to be a great addition of the pickleball courts and tennis courts, as well as the miniature golf in partnership with Bridges Outreach. And so a lot of what's happening, I think, is due in part because of a lot of folks in the community coming together. It's not a momentum on me. I mean, I get what he's trying to imply, that, a lot of things that are happening are lining my pockets, man. I'm still waiting for that paycheck to come in or clear the bank, because it ain't happening with that. But it's unfortunate when a lot of things, get over, a lot of positive things get overlooked by, other things, or I guess a lot of negative comments or criticisms, that come in that again overshadow a lot of what we're doing. We've got great small business. The Small Business of the Month gets recognized every month by the chamber. Ribbon cuttings. I mean, so there's a lot of positive things happening. So a lot of again, COCO momentum to continue the community in a direction that is positive, contrary to what folks may think. And it's not all me. I'm not taking credit for all this stuff. I mean, I tell folks I'm surrounded by a great group of individuals within the city, and we've got a great supportive, business community that takes care of everybody. We got incredible nonprofits, a handful of which are going to be down in Foster Park here in a little bit, that are providing services to folks to lift them up and to give them a hand up as opposed to necessarily a handout. And so, to think that there's not good things happening, or to claim that there's not some good things happening in Kokomo is just wrong. And again, I'm not saying that anything positive is all of my doing. It's due to the work of a great group of community leaders, whether elected or appointed or hired or what. So let's go, Kokomo.
Got it. Next question is from Garing on live chat. County Prosecutor Mark McCann recently asked the County Council for additional funds to recruit part-time prosecutors. Defending his request, he cited that the commitment to prosecuting those who have stolen $5 or arrested for marijuana possession. The prosecutor went on to defend his refusal to prosecute dangerous crime by saying those cases are hard. Are you and Chief Stout satisfied with the prosecutor's proprietary or I don't know what that is. Specifically, when he dismisses cases of murder or vicarious sexual gratification by an award-winning community leader. Are you satisfied with what the county is doing, I guess, in the prosecutor's office?
Definitely concerns, but a lot of what's happening in the prosecutor's office and the courts we have no authority over, no real influence in. I mean, yes, it's concerning if the work done by KPD ends up not leading to a conviction or something, but there's whatever reason things get dismissed. I know that falls on the courts and even the prosecutor's office. I mean, so concerning, yes. Anything more that we can do, don't know of, but the Chief Stout and the amazing men and women of the Kokomo Police Department are going to continue to do the job that they can to the best of their abilities to lead to better outcomes in our courts.
Got it. Chuck on live chat. People on disability and low income need more help with housing and getting food.
Very true. We were just talking about that this morning, the Food Alliance meeting, and it's going to take a team effort, and there's a lot of folks that are trying to find solutions to that.
Love that. Very cool. Jim on live chat. Are they building a new firehouse at 931 and Boulevard next to KTP?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the same spot where Station 6 is, adding another bay that used to be there as well. Better living quarters, larger living quarters to better service that side of the city.
Got it. Cody on live chat. I'm extremely disappointed in the city for giving no notice on the demo of the pipeline. It's unforgivable. Honestly, if you could go back, would you handle the demolition of the pipeline differently? Maybe give the hundreds of thousands of skaters who grew up there a chance to skate one last time. Cody on live chat.
Possibly, so I apologize.
Okay. Emily on live chat, have you ever gone down the fire pole at the Station 1? If
I have.
not, would you ever?
I have,
How'd it
and
go?
I would do it again. It
Interesting.
was great. It was fun.
Love it. Bo on live chat, who authorized tearing down the skate park? That's been a
I did.
major okay. Here's another.
It's all on me. I get that engineering, and I get we can say an insurance company told us not to. Engineering saying it, the Parks Department saying it's a safety. It's all of that, but yeah, it was me, and I apologize that the conditions of it led to our decision to take that asset off of our books.
Got it. And then he also mentions the pickleball court as the replacement. But we've debunked that many times today. That's not what's happening.
Pickleball right there.
Got it. Seth on live chat. This might be one of the most interesting questions we've ever got, but we are sticking to asking the questions that come in. Holy empty string of words, Batman. I've lost count on how many times I've heard either fortunately or unfortunately on this show. That sounds like something I would have thrown into a paper I didn't care about in high school to reach the minimum word requirement. Is that kind of what you're going for? Anywho, in response to the same questions always being asked and the new ones not being very present, I have a couple that I can only assume have never been asked on here. Number 1. What's your favorite kind of booger? Number 2, have you ever heard of the premier goblin metal band, Necrogoblikon, fronted by John Goblikon, frontman of the premier goblin metal band, Necrogoblikon?
So first question, was that burger, like B-U-R-G-E-R?
No, unfortunately it was
B-O-O?
booger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was actually a booger.
Okay, preferably my own. And then
question.
I've never heard of that band before, but I'm sure if he wants to email me a link to it to catch one of their YouTube videos, you can drop it at mayor@cityofkokomo.org.
Love it. Next question is from, was I wrong? Or that was probably one of the most unique questions we've ever. Okay. Jordan. Oh, wait, no. Andrew on live chat.
Actually, I should have said either fortunately or unfortunately, I prefer my own.
There it is. Oh, I respond when people send in their questions. I say I got your question, thanks. And on his, I literally said, unfortunately, I got your question. So we were the same humor there. Andrew on live chat. I'm in the hotel industry here in Kokomo. We've seen a slowdown of travelers coming for the Star Plus energy plant. Does the city expect growth of our city overall to slow down, or are there processes in place to keep the city growing? Andrew on live chat.
Processes in place. I mean, we've got a great crew at the Greater Kokomo Economic Development Alliance that has a great relationship with the Indiana IEDC, or the Indiana Economic Development Corp, which also has a great relationship with our development department as well. So anytime that there's leads looking for locations in central Indiana, we do our best to try and put Kokomo in a position for that. Also continue to work on amenities. When corporations look to locate, they look at amenities, they look at quality of life, they look at the schools. And so continuing to focus on that, I think will bode well for us. But we get that we're heavily reliant on the automotive industry, continuing to trying to find ways to diversify, which has been a constant challenge, struggle, initiative for administrations prior to this one for decades.
Okay. Jordan on live chat. Mr. Moore, can we make Kokomo a mutual combat town? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
We'll have to do some more research on that.
Mutual combat town. So
does that just mean people can fight?
Either that or maybe mixed martial arts type of deal. Maybe
need more description on some of these things.
Okay.
Next question is from Dayton on live chat. We need to make golf carts legal on the less busy streets of town. Dayton.
They are legal as long as they have working lights, working turn signals, seat belts, basically all the markings of a motorized vehicle, and are being operated by individuals with driver's licenses.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. Just don't run them on the trails. They are not prohibited. They are prohibited on the trails.
Got it. Last question.
Okay.
We did it. Rob on live chat. Hey. Can I just change the tone for a second and say thank you, Mr. Mayor, for all that you do and give that you have to juggle with so many different personalities, beliefs, and agendas. You are very much appreciated.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Again, got great support at home. Wouldn't be able to do and manage all that I do without an amazing wife and the kids at home, as well as family that does the same, but then also just the staff and folks in the community like the Kokomo Post that keep things positive. So, yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Love
We'll
it.
keep rolling. We'll keep elevating.
There you go. Kokomo Momentum, baby. Hashtag. Thank you for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. If you have any questions and maybe you're watching this later, leave those in the chat. We'll go back and make sure we'll get all those questions because contrary to popular belief, we actually do ask questions. And they're all the ones that you ask.
Yep.
And these are not the Kokomo Post questions. These are your guys' questions. So thank you for submitting the questions this week. A lot of questions, a lot of great engagement, a lot of great conversations. If you have any questions next week, let us know. Mr. Mayor, do you have a dad joke for us?
I decided to change the name of my bathroom at home from John to Jim.
Oh, that's
I just made that. Yeah, I'm not calling it John anymore. I'm going to call it Jim. Because I want folks to be impressed to say that I hit the gym every morning. Every morning.
You know, some of them I can
hit
see
the gym every morning.
a mile away. Not that one. That was good. There you go. Thanks for watching Kokomo. Like I said, if you have any questions for next week's show, we do the show on Mondays, every Monday.
Every Monday.
Like 6 years now, we've done the show on Mondays. We'll see you next time. Have a great week.
See you, Kokomo.
Enjoy the weather.
Yes.
Go watch college football.
Let's do.
Love it. See you next time.